For this reason, I am almost glad to hear that he is still a churchgoer and a communicant. I know there are dangers in this, but anything is better than that he should realize the break he has made with the first months of his Christian life. As long as he retains externally the habits of a Christian, he can still be made to think of himself as one who has adopted a few new friends and amusements, but whose spiritual state is much the same as it was 6 weeks ago. And while he thinks that, we do not have to contend with the explicit repentance of a definite, fully recognized sin, but only with his vague, though uneasy, feeling that he hasn't been doing very well recently. This dim uneasiness needs careful handling. If it gets too strong, it may wake him up and spoil the whole game. On the other hand, if you suppress it entirely, which, by the by, the enemy will probably not allow you to do, we lose an element in the situation which can be turned to good account. If such a feeling is allowed to live, but not allowed to become irresistible and flower into real repentance, it has one invaluable tendency. It increases the patient's reluctance to think about the enemy. All humans, at nearly all times, have some such reluctance, but when thinking of him involves
war against sin, and sin wages war against us. That it is not ground that has been conceded, but it is ground for which we fight over every inch. It is a war. Verse 15. For I do not understand my own actions, for I do not do what I want, but I do the very thing I hate. There's the war. I do not understand my own actions, for I do not do what I want, but I do the very thing that I hate. This goes back to the law of war. This is an explanation of what he summarizes in verse 21. Look at verse 18. For I know that nothing good dwells in me, that is, in my flesh. For I have the desire to do what is right, but not the ability to carry it out. There is the war. I want to do what's right, but I don't have the ability to carry it out. I'm doing what I hate, verse 15. Now I realize I don't have the ability to carry out what I want. Now look at verse 19. For I do not do the good I want, but the evil I do not want is what I keep on doing. So first we see that there's a problem. Second, we see the source of the problem. And third, we see that the problem doesn't go anywhere. Verse 15, we see, I don't do what I want, I do what I hate. Verse 18, we see, I don't have the ability. That's why I don't do the thing I want and I do the thing I hate. I don't have the ability to do the thing I want. And then in verse 19, we see, the evil that I do not want is what I keep on doing.